Alright, what's up guys? Cody, Catawba Attachments again. So today we got a call from my uncle who lives right down the road from our facility. And he's got a long gravel drive. You'll probably recognize the property. We've done some pictures here, some videos and whatnot. And he's like, hey, can you guys come fix this? You know, grass is growing up on it. It just needs a little bit of tender love and care. So we're like, sure, why not? Let's grab our land leveler, grab the tractor. So yeah, we got a land leveler and a gravel road that needs some love and care, and we are going at it. So I'm gonna show you guys some footage of how this thing works, some of the things that, you know, set us apart, why our land leveler is awesome, for lack of a better term. You know, it's a heck of a tool. And actually, we got Eddie on the tractor today. I may hop on it here in a little bit, but I'm gonna give you a lot of different angles. You'll see him here in the background. Well, if I can control the camera properly. All right, here we go. See him here in the background. He's having a blast. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this around, show you some footage, show you why this land leveler is a tool you want to have. All right, so land leveler is a tool you're going to want to have because when you're maintaining a gravel driveway, you can do it with the box blade, you can do it with the landscape rake. You have other tools you can do it with, but the easiest tool to use is your land leveler, land plane, land grader. You hear them call it all different things. And the reason for this is the land leveler has two blades on it. We angle ours. A lot of companies will angle them, some go and put them straight, but we put ours on an angle. It's typically, I believe ours is right around 12 degree to 13 degree angle. And what that does is it allows those blades to really slice through the material. So it's not gonna bounce, it's gonna grab, it's gonna uplift material, bring it up to the top. It's gonna churn over that first blade. You'll see it roll over the first, and then it rolls out over the second blade smooth. So that's kind of the concept of how land levelers work. There's really not a lot to it. You set it on the ground and you let it work. So, you know, a few neat things about ours, we've got replaceable shoes. They're 3/8 grade 50 shoes. They're easy to replace. They'll last a long time. They're gonna eventually wear down. When they do, slap some new ones on and keep going. The blades are American-made blades from Vault Manufacturing. They are reversible. They last an extremely long time. So your cutting edge is not going to wear out super fast. You're getting a very solid built unit. You know, we use all grade 50 steel. We've got a 4x4 1/4-inch tube on it, 3/8 stick hitch. I mean, the thing's just a beast. All right guys, so you can see the road that we have here. Some gravel on it. We got some grass growing up. Now we've already been working on this road. You'll really see it when we come over here and start working. You can see all the grass that's grown up on this bad boy. It just needs to have the gravel churn to the top, and that's what your land leveler is gonna do. We've got this long gravel drive here, and this, like I said, if you're maintaining gravel, you can do it with other tools, but this is by far your easiest and most efficient tool that you can use. It's essentially, for lack of a better term, it's dummy proof. You set it down and you let it work. So you'll see Eddie coming around here in just a minute. And he loves being on a tractor. You may see him at the shop a lot under the welding helmet. Dude works hard, but man, he likes being on this tractor. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's the getaway time, right? You know, you gotta have, everybody has their thing. Some guys just get in the garage and tinker. I don't know what your thing is, but Eddie likes being on the tractor, and he's pretty dang good at it. So take a look at how this gravel flows over. You're gonna see here as we come by. need to tilt it back a little bit more. Need to add a little bit of tilt back on this thing so the second blade hits. So what I'm doing now is actually going to adjust this guy. Tilt the land leveler back a little bit more.
Is that right side lower than the left side?
They're about right. Set it down. All right, let's try making a pass like that. We'll adjust as we need to. So what I just did there is I noticed the front blade was hitting more than the back blade. And you really want them both to hit so you get that dual blade action. All right, there we go. Now it's flowing over the back. So when he comes back around, I'm going to show you the difference. You'll see the gravel flowing over the back, second blade, and it's how it's designed to work. So something to keep in mind is it would be nice to have a hydraulic top link. We don't have one on our tractor. We'll probably add one at some point. So something, you know, that could be a useful tool to add on is a hydraulic top link. WR Long makes one. We'll probably add it on to our side at some point. We just want to make sure we get all our ducks in a row before doing so. But if you have that hydraulic top link, and they're called top and tilt kits, so you can actually get the top link and the tilt, so you can tilt it side to side. They're useful. You don't have to get off the tractor and adjust it like I just did. But you guys can see what it's doing. It is putting down a nice road, and there's no new gravel on this. So this road is all just original gravel. It's been here for a long time. My uncle's lived here forever. Used to run some chickens. It's got 2 old chicken houses here. There was actually 2 over here in these dirt spots, and you know, he's got to the point where he doesn't do it anymore and kind of get out of it, but still got all this land, got this road that needs to be maintained. And for some reason he doesn't have a land leveler, I guess because he knows he can get some free work out of us. So hey, we can't complain, we enjoy it. All right, so when he comes through here, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. So now it's really filling up. So what that does is that's pulling all that gravel up. It's rolling over the first, it's rolling over the second, and it's leaving this nice, beautiful, even gravel drive. One thing we've learned is it tends to work better when it's dry like it is now. If you get a lot of moisture in the ground and things are just wet, they tend to want to clump. And that's going to be the same for any brand land leveler that there is. It's just how it works. So yeah, freshly maintained gravel drive. This one's gonna be fun because you guys are really gonna see a difference on this one. Oh, and let's mention, I don't actually have the chinks drop down. They're barely grabbing, which is typically all we would do. We don't use them that often. I would actually recommend taking passes without the chinks because most of the time it will do the trick without them. As you can see right here, we got lots of grass growing up. If your driveway, whatever road you're trying to maintain looks like this, you're gonna get a good idea how this is gonna work. So he's getting way down there. And you'll start to see this road take shape after a few passes. It'll really transform the way it looks. And of course, you know, once you really get the road kind of where you want it and you start getting it maintained, it's much easier to just take a pass every so often with the land leveler. Once you've done the initial hard work of getting it back to where you want it, and it will constantly stay looking, you know, essentially like this. In which we've already done some work on this road. We've got some drone footage you guys will see of it. But man, it makes a heck of a difference. All right, let's sneak back up here and see what we've got going on this road. And once again, guys, we're gonna start doing more videos. I'm gonna start getting on more videos here of actually using this stuff. It's hard because we don't normally have the time. But hey, it's fun to get out and do this. And honestly, we want to show you how our stuff works. It's kind of hard to see through all the dust, but you're starting to see the road take some shape here. I'm starting to pull that gravel that's been packed down over the past, God, I don't know how long, 5, 10 years. Just pulling it back up. So we're actually, just to give you a little insight, we're using a Kubota 4701, and behind it we have our 6-foot Catawba land leveler. The 6-foot is actually wider than the 6-foot, so we built them oversized. With the angle of the blades, it works out to where our 6-foot is 6'4", so you're actually getting a little bit more bang for your buck. And it works well to get you right outside the tires, so you typically want to try to match the width or be slightly wider. That's why we're with the 6-foot. Could we use a 7? We could probably get away with the 7 on the 4701, but then you start getting really wide and it's just easier to hit things, and you can do it. But we're using the 6, so we'll help you size the correct land leveler to your tractor. Obviously you don't want to get too big, you don't want to get too small, lots of dust. So this gives you a little bit of an idea, and I'm going to show, we'll flip over and show the final product as it starts getting closer. But this gives you an idea of like how the land leveler actually works. So you're not kind of, you know, your neighbors telling you, oh, you need this. You know, you can actually see it here in action. I mean, you can look at what it's done here, and I mean, a noticeable difference. It's pulled the gravel up. It's just really refreshed this gravel drive. It's so much easier than a box blade, guys. Like I said, you can use a box blade. I'm not great with it. I can use a box blade, but you got to constantly feather it up and down to, you know, not grab too much gravel, or you're grabbing too little, and it just feels like you're constantly fighting it. And I'm not a fan of that. You know, I could use it, but land leveler is going to be my choice every time for gravel. It's just the way to go. All right, let's see. I think he's coming back around. Starting to get better. We'll zoom in here. And you can kind of see the road starting to take shape. And honestly, we could have probably dropped the shanks down a little bit more on this one and really rip it up. But we won't. We'll just keep making passes, and you'll kind of see how it works without having to drop them down. And also, wouldn't it be nice to have an air conditioning cab? So for you guys to have that, I'm jealous. Wish we had it. So in a way, the tractor is kind of a forklift for us. But we obviously have it for situations like this where we're going to get out and use it for to help friends and family, neighbors, that type of stuff, and show you guys, what you're getting when you buy Catawba Attachments. So as you can see, you kind of got an idea how the land loader works. We're definitely going to be doing more of these videos with different attachments. But this just happened to work out because my uncle needed some help and we got the opportunity to do so. So really appreciate you guys tuning in. Give us a subscribe, like the video. If you want to see more, tell us what attachment you would like to see. Maybe you want to see us using our bush hog. Maybe you really want to see us working with the straight blade. I don't know. We're trying to do all of them, but hit that subscribe, hit the like, let us know what to do next.